I just, I don't care that much. And the funny, this is what I think is funny about anytime sex, abortion, any of this shit comes up in political discourse. It's so rarely happening, and yet we're putting so much energy into this shit. Like, how many abortions happen, would you say, in the United States on a given day? 25, maybe?
Oh, more than that. You know,
Okay.
since Roe v. Wade, there was like
100?
nearly 70 million
100 a
abortions.
day? Do you really
And
think people are waking up in the morning... Do you really think people are waking up in the morning saying, I'm going to go have an abortion? Because it's not a pleasant experience from what I hear.
I think I might be the only female that I've known in terms of acquaintance / friend that hadn't had an abortion. It's pretty common. A lot of
Oh,
women
interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah, I'm kind of in the rare camp of not killing my baby.
Good. No, but I mean, good for you.
No, I didn't mean that good for me, but it's
This is coming from somebody who's pro-choice. Good for you. There does need to be people like you, too. Because, I mean, we have a population loss in this country. Like, we do need to kind of start thinking about this shit.
Here we go. The last year for which the CDC reported a yearly national total for abortions is 2021. Now, you got to keep in mind, it's voluntary self-reporting, so states like California don't even contribute numbers to it. So that's a lot of numbers.
That's interesting.
Out of it. Yeah, not every state. You don't have to, so whatever. It found there were 625,978 abortions
per day
in DC and the 46 states for that year. Okay. So 46 states that reported, and the District of Columbia, there was 625,000 abortions.
So I guess there was probably like 50 a day.
50 a day? Not to get to 625,000.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm bad at math.
Let me get bad at math.
More people are having abortions than I thought.
Let's see. I'm curious. 365. Over 1,700 abortions a day.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Very popular. And if you go back from Roe v. Wade...
That is a small city. That, like, these are the stats where you could convince me to become, like, vehemently pro-life.
I want to know the total number. Yeah, it's at least 60 million. It might be close to 60.
So, because I remember the, like, scary pro-life people would come when I was in college. They would always infiltrate the libertarian because libertarians are so passive and, you know, they'll debate whatever, okay. What is the Libertarian Party's position on abortion, right? They don't have one?
It's a real split. So you got the people that say, pro-choice, I don't care, in the Fed, who cares about your abortion, do whatever you want, not my business. And then you got the people who are like me that say, but it's a life and we believe in the non-aggression principle, you can't harm someone else, so therefore we say abortions are a no-no.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's a real split. The libertarians can come to that answer, yeah.
I would say I'm, like, on the I don't care.
You don't care.
Right, part of it. But at the same time, you give me statistics like that, I'm like, well, this is fucking disturbing.
It is disturbing.
But I mean, it's the same.
Under the concept that people have abortions when there's this really bad crisis. Oh, I got pregnant by this guy who beats the crap out of me, or I got pregnant and the child is going to have a lot of deformities or have a really hard life, maybe not live that long. When in reality, America has become incredibly promiscuous. And we get pregnant on a Tuesday night from a guy we just met for the first time, and we use it like birth control. Whether, like me, I think it's a life, so I think it should always live, but I think most people, they try to moderate like you, and they're thinking emergency circumstances, and it's just people being sluts.
That is when...
That's a totally different argument.
So that is where I was going to make something. If you were doing it that early, I can't blame you. I also don't really care that America is becoming more promiscuous. I don't think it's a threat to the moral fabric of our society. I think check cashing places are more of a threat than people having sex. I mean, I'm not kidding. Like, I think debt and the ability to not raise a family effectively on two incomes is more concerning to me than people's having sex.
Let me probe this a little bit. People having children, not married, you don't have a stable two-parent home for a child. We know the social science research on kids grow up best in a two-parent household. So do you think the single mother epidemic really is overblown, possibly? And you don't think it's that sad or dangerous?
I don't think it's overblown, because I think the greatest example of this as being a problem was the reason that welfare failed to an extent and public housing failed, right? Like, a lot of those were single black mothers, right? Mm-hmm. So yes, it's a problem. But at this point, a lot of these people who are being promiscuous and, fucking are... They're not going to have... Socioeconomically, let's just be honest, probably the people who are having more abortions have the money to raise the kid.
Probably, yeah.
I don't think it's... What?
There's a lot of religious people that have them, yeah. Rich people. You'd be shocked the number of people who are like, I have a job and I'm married and I just don't want to have a kid. So I just have to me, the bigger threat to the American family now is economics. Okay.
I think it was in the 60s too. But again, failures by the left and the Democrats and the liberals of having stipulations on how you could receive welfare, fucked up, I would say, more than having abortions to me.
True, because they reward you for being a single mother and they never get
married. Right. Well, and there were things that, like, and talk about sinister. Strom Thurmond put in the Welfare Act of 65. The dad couldn't be in the house.
Yeah.
To receive wealth. What the fuck?
Yeah, that's called destroying the family.
Right. Mr. Christian conservative, whatever. Call it what you want. You want a modern version of slavery. I don't know.
Go ahead.
I don't know. If you can show me that poor people are having abortions, then we can have a conversation about the family unit. But I think that more people who are having abortions now are convenience. So what's the answer?
Here, in 2005, a study showed that 73% of women undergoing an abortion said not being able to afford a baby now was the reason for the abortion. The number rose to 81%
How much?
For women. 73% of
said
women
that is the reason.
And then of those, the number rose to 81% for women below the federal poverty line.
In 2005.
So 2005, yeah. That's the latest I can find right now.
I do think now that in some urban areas of the United States, if you're not having a proper Saturday night out if you're not stopping by Planned Parenthood.
Oh, probably so, 100%.
Yeah, I mean, I think it is a cultural benchmark, and here's why I say this. There are girls who were, like, so upset in the summer of 2022, and my first reaction is, you are 23 years old. What are the odds that you are going to be having an abortion anytime soon?
Yeah.
You don't even have a boyfriend right now.
Well, you never know. You always got to be ready.
I know, yeah, great.
In a row.
But my point is, I think there are people who just kind of like what they used to say about trans children. I think there are some people who just do it because, I have to do it. It's part of my ideology. Therefore, it's part of my personality. That's disturbing.
That is disturbing.
But you're also not going to convince me on that point that, like...
Here's a couple interesting facts, though, I found about abortion, Googling around, that I'd read, but forgot about. 60% of abortions come from women who are already mothers. So
that doesn't surprise me.
And then 1 in 4 women will have an abortion in their life.
25%? Are you serious? That's crazy.
Where did it go?
Because here's 2 examples of the first one that makes sense. And this is why I think I lean more towards the pro-choice thing. That happens a lot, and especially now, post-2008 financial world, kids are fucking expensive. The expectation that you have to send them to college, how much is a kid by the time it's 18?
I think it's like $250,000, isn't it?
Yeah. The first stat, I understand why they're doing it.
Now that you know where we've been, find out where we're going. Tune in to Ladies Love Politics, where you can stay informed without going insane.